ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930 present The Drive.
It is Wednesday, October 15th. Your drive begins now on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. I'm your host, Paul Swann. Our text line this hour brought to you by Clark's Pump and Shop at 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. Going to give you a chance today to win a pair of tickets to go see the Herd take on Texas State. That game coming up on Saturday. And if you don't have your tickets, well, you got a chance now to win some. And again, that text line is 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255, brought to you by Clark's Pump and Shop. We've got coming up a little bit later on the program, Ryan Crisp is going to join us. Now, it's been a few weeks since we talked to Ryan, so I'm anticipating we're going to get into a lot of promotions that are happening at Marshall University. Of course, we got the Texas State game coming up. We're also going to probably talk about, well, you all know by now, tomorrow, Marshall basketball takes over streets of Huntington. Hoops in Huntington coming back once again. And so that's your chance to see Marshall men and women in action for the first time. It's starting the season, sort of the ceremonial kickoff to the season. So I know that a lot of you are looking forward to that. It's become a really fun event. So Ryan's going to tell us more about that, I'm sure, coming up in the next few minutes. But until then, we'll get your text in. And again, 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. We also got baseball action coming up tonight. American League and National League series continue, getting closer to the World Series. So we've got the game coming up tonight between Seattle and, believe it or not, the Mariners, the Blue Jays and Mariners. That's a series I didn't think I'd ever see. But here we are. So the Mariners and the Blue Jays. And we've got that game coming up tonight. It's going to be a 7:30 airtime. You can listen to it right here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. So Seattle and Toronto, with the Mariners leading that series 2-0. Yesterday, it was the Dodgers beating the Brewers 5-1. So LA leads that series 2-0. And we've got Game 3 coming up on Thursday in L.A. We've also got a doubleheader tomorrow as well. So this is going to be the next to last show of the week. I don't think we're going to have anything knock us off the air on Friday, but you never know. But we've got baseball action through the entirety of the playoffs right here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. We also had football yesterday. I don't know how many of you tuned in. I'm going to be honest with you. I was watching other things. It was not Arkansas State and South Alabama, but Arkansas State with the 15-14 victory over South Alabama in Sun Belt Conference action. And then in Conference USA, FIU with the win over Western Kentucky. That makes no sense. 25-6. That one is a head scratcher for me. Also, we got high school football rankings. Those are out. Class 4A, Huntington is number 1. Cabell Midland is 16th. In Class 3A, Spring Valley is 10th. Winfield is 12th. Class Single A, it is Wahama number 1. Looking at Ohio Division 5, Region 19, Wheelersburg comes in at number 1. Ironton 2nd. Portsmouth is 10th, and Colgrove is 12th. Ohio Division 6, Region 24 sees Rock Hill as 4th, and Portsmouth West is 8th. And then in Ohio Division 7, Region 27, Sims Valley is 6th, and South Gallia 10th. I'm sure those are going to shake up just a little bit, but how about your Huntington Highlanders, the number 1 team in Class 4A, and then Spring Valley looking strong at number 10. Of course, we will have Spring Valley right here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. So we'll get your text in just a few minutes, and I want to do that again because I'm going to give you a chance to win those tickets to go see the Herd take on Texas State. All you have to do is text to win. I'm making it simple today. Really, I'm not going to make you jump through too many hoops. Be entertaining, that's all I ask. And we'll make you a winner later on this hour. And one more time, that's 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. Also, we're going to hear a little bit from Coach Gibson in just a few minutes as well. Talk a little bit about the D. I know you heard a little shake-up on the defensive side of the ball as far as coaching is concerned. We'll hear from Coach Gibson about that. Also, we'll talk a little bit more about basketball. Coach Gibson notwithstanding, we've got Coach Jackson, and there's a few new faces. You're going to see those faces tomorrow, Hoops in Huntington. But We'll hear from Coach Jackson talk a little bit about what his team looks like, what he likes about his team. You got guys coming back, but he's pretty confident that this team might be a little bit more athletic than last year's edition of the Herd. And so we'll hear from him on that. But this show's about you. So I want to get that text line going now. And then we're going to hear from Ryan Crisp in just a few minutes. After that, the show is wide open for you. So I'll give you that number one more time. I know a lot of people are checking in, starting here at the last few minutes. 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. So we'll talk about football with you. We'll talk about basketball. Hey, we can even talk about soccer last night. Hey, how about the Herd getting the 1-0 win over Oakland, the 12th ranked Thundering Herd, getting that victory. So things are starting to fire on all cylinders for Marshall. And Oakland actually was a better team than we thought record-wise. Maybe doesn't indicate how good of a team this really is. So Marshall getting a decisive win. Honestly, I don't like draws. I don't like ties. None of that. Give me wins. I almost wish we could go to penalties. When a game's tied, I just want to go to penalties. Let's get this over with. I want a winner. But the Herd took care of business. None of that malarkey. We got it done yesterday. 12 is the ranking. Hopefully the Herd will go up a little bit more. I mean, it's been crazy how Marshall has been in the top 25 for years now, consecutively. No dropout and then come back. I mean, Marshall's been there since almost the beginning with Chris Grassi, just about. Once the Herd started making that run in the top 25, Marshall has not left. And that is a mark of consistency for the Thundering Herd. So we'll get into all of that with you later on. But when we continue, we got Ryan Crisp coming up. Looking forward to that. He's the Associate Athletic Director of Ticket Sales and Fan Engagement, Marshall University. He's our guest when we continue on today's edition of The Drive on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. Metro Community Federal Credit Union now brings you all the tech that big banks have, but still has that personal touch of a member-owned community credit union. Apple Pay? Got it. Digital wallet? Yep. Message pay by text, online loan payments, even chatting with a real person, not a bot. Open accounts, sign documents, and manage your money all online. It's the big bank tech you need from the local community-minded credit union you trust. Metro Community FCU. Visit metrocommunityfcu.com today.
Hey Tri-State, Frank's Place is where friends hang out with friends. Stop on by for happy hour from 4 to 6 p.m. and a lot of daily specials. It's that time of year, football season. Frank's has you covered from Marshall, WVU, the rest of college football to the NFL. First responders, stop by Frank's Place and check out the specials they have for you. Frank's Place, located at the River Place Plaza, next to Fratelli's.
This fall, let the Car Ferry bring a little magic to your driveway at Mark Porter Auto Group. With locations in Pomeroy, Jackson, Ohio, and Ashland, Kentucky. Want to shop 24 hours a day? Cozy up with a cup of cider and browse our full inventory anytime at markporterautogroup.com. Fall into a safe, reliable vehicle and let the Car Ferry guide you to Mark Porter Auto Group in Pomeroy, Jackson, and Ashland. Or shop 24/7 at markporterautogroup.com.
Campbell Midland football season is ramping up. Tune in this season on your new home for the Knights, 927 and 985 The Planet. The Knights are on the road this Friday facing off against the Parkersburg Big Reds. Campbell Midland Knights football on 927 and 985 The Planet is presented by Marshall Orthopedics. Get ready for hard-fought battles and unforgettable plays to keep the excitement going through the final whistle. Listen to the Knights all season on 927 and 985 The Planet rocks. Campbell Midland football from Kindred Communication.
Listening to The Drive with Paul Swann on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930.
Our text line is open this hour at 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. I'm giving you an opportunity to win a pair of tickets to go see the Herd take on Texas State. That's coming up on Saturday. If you can't go, don't worry, we got you covered right here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. Coming up tomorrow, Marshall University basketball takes over the streets of Huntington once again. It is Hoops in Huntington. And, a guy that has been around for, it feels like 35 years now, is senior forward Wyatt Fricks. And Fricks, he's a big fan of just getting out there and being on the streets of Huntington. It's a little different than your typical opening March Madness Let's just let Wyatt describe that.
No, it's cool. It's just cool being out in the city, people coming out. It really shows the support. It's just a lot of fun being out in the community. It's different than just being in the cam, having a dunk contest, 3-point contest. So it gets a little cold sometimes. We'd rather bring a hoodie, but no, it's fun. It's a cool environment.
Hopefully he's got a hoodie for tomorrow. Meredith Mayer, cool thing about her is she's somebody that absolutely will die in her Marshall jersey, and I hope that's a long time from now because she is bleeding green and she loves getting out there with Hoops in Huntington, seeing all the fans and the kids.
It's a blast. I say this to everybody, especially on recruiting visits. You'll hear that the community is a home, but nothing beats Marshall. I mean, you guys are going to have to bury me in this jersey because it's not coming off. But truly, I think Hoops in Huntington really just it represents how much the community comes out and supports our team or our teams. And I'm just super excited. It's just fun. It's super excited to see the kids. They're excited. They're engaged. And so it's just fun to really showcase what's coming up.
And she's also excited because she'll get to see Ryan Crisp, the Associate Athletic Director of Ticket Sales and Fan Engagement. He joins us on the program. I mean, that's the real highlight. Everyone gets to see you tomorrow, Ryan.
I don't know if that is the real highlight, but I'm excited to see everyone. That is for sure.
This is a big event. It has been going on. This is number 4, right? I've got the right count on this. 4th time for this?
That is correct. Year number 4 of, probably one of the most unique and coolest events, not only with Marshall, but in the country when it comes to what we do and how we transform the downtown into a basketball court.
Remind me, it was you that came up with this idea, right, all those years ago?
I don't know. I don't believe that is true, but I'm happy that I'm here to put it on now,
What's different this year about Hoops in Huntington from years past? I mean, it's been so smooth every single year. I mean, how do you make it better?
Yeah, that's a good question. And when we went back to the drawing board and we started looking at stuff, we realized that sometimes when things aren't broke, you don't fix them. And so obviously the newness is some of the players, the teams, right? You're going to meet some new athletes that you probably haven't met yet, which is obviously exciting for people. But when the event itself works the way it does and the amount of people that come out to downtown Huntington, the amount of business that it drives to downtown businesses before and after the event, we're really excited about what it is and what goes on there. And so nothing crazy, nothing out of the ordinary. You're going to get a chance to meet all of our team. You're going to get a chance to see them, do the skills challenge, the 3-point contest, the shooting stars, the hot shot, hear from some players, hear from some coaches, and really just have a good time. Some fans will be able to come on the court and get involved with our teams during some of the challenges and be a part of those challenges to help participate. But really, it's, knock on wood, the weather looks great, and it's been great every year, I think, since we've done it. Maybe a little chilly by the end of the night, so grab a sweatshirt. But overall, we're excited just to host the event again, put it on, and it's really special with it being part of Homecoming Week. The university partners with us on it, and the Homecoming Court will be at Hoops in Huntington. We'll introduce them before the event gets started. So overall, just a great event that we're excited to host again tomorrow night in downtown Huntington.
What do fans need to know that maybe haven't come to any of the other ones, or they're new to this and so they want to come down tomorrow? What they need to know?
Yeah, for sure. So the fun starts at 6:30. At 6:30, what basically happens is we open the court up for everyone to go out and have fun on. Kids of all ages can come out, hang out with the players. Autographs start at that same time, too, under the gazebo, where you can get, autographs from the players and their schedule poster. We'll have season tickets on sale down there if you're interested in getting some season tickets. The bookstore will be set up if you need any merchandise or an autographed basketball or anything like that. That'll all be available down there for you. And really just a good time from 6:30 to 7:30 where everyone can hang out and just socialize and meet the teams and have a good time. Then right at 7:30 is kind of where we get the event started. For the event itself, we bring in a big old video wall from our friends at Creative Audio Group, and they put it in the middle of 3rd Avenue, and we have smoke and lights and all that good stuff. So super fun for people. When you come down there, you'll see that there's bleachers down there. There's some seating down there. A lot of people also just choose to stand around the court So lots of different options for people, but I promise you when you come down there, you're going to be wowed. You're going to be amazed at what, you're like, I was just here yesterday and this was a street. And now you look at it and it's a basketball court. So super cool event that you will be amazed and wowed, and it'll be a good time. Totally free event for everyone to come out and check it all out.
Kids love the pyro. What about the fireworks? I know you have a huge fireworks budget. Just go to a Marshall game and you'll see that budget in action. Can we get fireworks this year? That would be cool.
No fireworks. Obviously tough with the location and all that kind of stuff. And I don't know if huge is the right word for budget. We got a great partnership with our pyrotechnician. But there will be smoke. There will be some sparks when the team is announced. But no big bangs.
Okay, just kind of curious, see if we can get the WWE full presentation style for this. It's kind of like that already with the pyro and the video board.
Yeah, no, it is a good time. It's definitely a show. Like I said, especially if you've never seen it before and you come down and you're like, whoa, this is really cool. So definitely worth a trip down to Huntington, downtown Huntington. Like it's a totally free event to come to, but then lots to do around the area as well before or after the event for everyone.
Which group do you think gets the bigger kick out of this? The kids or the student athletes?
I think the student athletes do. Every time, we just met with the basketball teams not too long ago on it and kind of explained the games and what they were doing and how they were being involved. And, the returners were talking about how cool this event is and how much different it is than maybe anything they've ever experienced before. And so I definitely think the athletes thoroughly enjoy it, and it's a special night for them as well, and one that they'll get to talk about for a very long time about how they were a part of it and what they did at the event and how cool it was that we put a basketball court on 3rd Avenue.
And it's very competitive as well. Don't let them kid you. And the skill challenges and everything, they want to win.
That is correct. The 3-point shootout is probably the most competitive. It is the men's versus the women's team. Last year, the women's team won and has the trophy in hand, and they're bringing it back to defend it. And the teams have been, talking a little trash ever since that event. And so they're excited to get back on there. I've seen the squads and how they're divided up and who's doing what event, and both teams are bringing their A teams for those events to make sure they get in the win column.
I don't know if this is a fair matchup. Let's say Wyatt Fricks, you heard from earlier top of the segment, and Meredith Mayer, one-on-one. Who you taking, Mayer or Fricks?
Meredith all day for sure.
Absolutely.
Meredith, yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, she was dead serious. Like, look, no, I'm from here. This means – she's definitely an ad campaign for the athletic department because she means everything she says as far as why Marshall is so special to her. So it's going to be super cool to see her tomorrow. And you know what? I think my money's on her as well. And, of course, we've got returning Coach Gibson. I'm sorry, he's not going to be returning, but Coach Jackson's coming back. We've got Coach Folks for their second year of this. And it was just fun to see them last year at this event. So even more probably competitive juices going on between those two as well. So this is really a fantastic event. I'm curious, will we see Coach Jackson's newborn there? That's probably the big question next, since we weren't supposed to see his newborn just yet.
That's right. I don't think we will. Hopefully not, right? But we'll see, and I'm sure he'll make it to a basketball game. But as Corny said, if the baby doesn't play hard, he's not going to like it. So we better make sure that he's ready to go and ready to play hard.
When I heard that, I thought, you know what, that's totally on brand for Coach Jackson. Absolutely. That sounds like Coach Jackson 100%, and he's probably sending a message to his team. Hey, look, if my baby doesn't play hard, I'm benching my kid. What do you think I'm going to do to you if you don't play hard? So I think that was a message.
That's right. No, that is Coach Jackson, and that's why he's successful, and that's why the players like playing for him and enjoy playing for him, because he coaches them up hard. And if you're not playing hard and you're not in it, then he's not afraid to pull you, no matter if you're the best player or whoever you are. He's not afraid to pull you out if you're not playing at your full potential.
Hopefully we won't have that problem, because he seems to really like his team. We'll hear more from Coach Jackson a little bit later on. I know basketball is taking center stage right now, but we got football coming up on Saturday. It is Marshall and Texas State. I know Fast Pass was unveiled for the game last week. How'd that work out for you? Any tweaks to that process that fans need to know about, or anything that they need to know about, period, to kind of make that smoother for them?
Yeah, no, we had a large number of fans take advantage of the Fast Pass, and we didn't have any complaints from it one way or another. We were obviously first time doing it. We didn't know what to expect either. but we're going to stay status quo, and hopefully more people take advantage of the offer. I know the entry was smoother for them. It was a quicker entry and all that good stuff. Of course, we had a couple of fans ahead of time that we knew were going to do it, that we asked to do it and get their true, honest feedback from it, and it was good. It was positive feedback. They enjoyed the process. They thought it was an easy process. And so, no, we're going to keep that the same and launch that. And, overall, I guess what I can tell fans is, this week attendance is looking really strong. So, one, if you don't have tickets yet, you plan on coming to the game, I would suggest hopping on Herd Zone and doing that. And two, naturally, the gates are going to be more busy, right? There's more people coming to the game, and so the gates are going to be more busy. So whether that means you're coming in 35 minutes before kickoff to ensure that there is no wait, or whether you take advantage of the Fast Pass, either way, I suggest doing that just to make sure that you're in your seat for when Marshall takes the field and then, for kickoff.
What can we expect for homecoming? What's this day going to look like? Every day is a special day when it's a football game in Huntington, but this is homecoming, so what can we expect for the entire program?
Yeah, obviously there's all the homecoming festivities, which is great, right? A lot of people coming back into town, the alumni from many different sports, the band alumni, the cheerleading alumni, right? All those people are being back in town. The 2000 MAC championship team is in town, and they'll be honored on the field. 25 years since that championship. So we're excited to welcome those guys back and honor them on the field. And then I think the biggest thing from a fan standpoint is the helmet stripe, the Joan. So out on social media, out on our website, you'll see, what color you're supposed to wear depending on what section you are in. This is something we haven't done before in the history of Marshall. So we're excited to try it out. And we are knowing and hoping that our fans are going to buy into this and help us put on a good show and create some really cool images and some really cool experiences for people. So if you don't know what color you are, please, check out our social medias, go to herdzone.com and see what color you are supposed to be wearing depending on what section you are sitting in. But then other than that, obviously Jim Thornton is in town as the Grand Marshal, so we'll honor him. We'll crown the homecoming royalty at halftime. The alumni band will be playing at halftime. And, there's always a couple little surprises. I do, know one of them, which is going to be great. We are going to try to give away $10,000 on Saturday for somebody to kick a 40-yard field goal. So we're hopeful that's going to happen, and the person makes it, and we're able to give away some cash. So, come out to the game, enjoy it, and maybe you'll have a chance to win $10,000 in cash.
How do I get signed up? Not me personally. I know we're not going to try that. I would love to. But how can someone get maybe in contention for that opportunity? What's that process going to look like? Yeah, for sure. So the cool thing with these promotions and how they work is there doesn't have to be a sign-up process. So, we randomly select people at the game for all of our promotions to do, all of our games that we do. And I'll tell you, a lot of it is just based on the energy and what that person's doing. So if you're providing good energy and you're cheering loud and you're doing what you're supposed to in the stands, there's a chance that you can get picked to make a 40-yard field goal and walk away with $10,000. Okay. Pick me signs, right? Pick me. Ryan Crisp is right. The best signs, anything like that to get your attention. That's right. All those will work. Ryan Crisp is with us. He is the Associate Athletic Director, Ticket Sales and Fan Engagement. I know football and basketball aren't the only things going on. We got a lot still happening with the Herd this season. Yeah, no, for sure. There's so much going on. Obviously, our soccer teams are in the thick of it, right? Towards the end of their regular seasons and postseason play fastly approaching. I think they both only have 2 or 3 home games left apiece before postseason play begins, which is absolutely crazy. Softball is home Friday night against Charleston for a little fall ball action. I think that starts at 5 o'clock down at Dot Hicks Field. And then baseball's playing a couple games. They get an inter-squad scrimmage on Saturday at noon before the football game. So if you're coming to the football game and you want to check out some baseball, you can head over to the Jack. The first pitch is at noon. Totally free for all the fall ball games and all that kind of stuff. Volleyball, also back at home this weekend. They're home tomorrow at 4 o'clock and Friday at 6 o'clock. They have their Cancer Working with Relay for Life awareness game tomorrow at 4. And then they have some alumni in town for their game on Friday night. So a lot happening, crossover season, right? I mean, we got a basketball exhibition game on Tuesday at 7. So
it never stops with the herd crossover seasons here. So pretty much if you want some Marshall-related event at, any night of the week, it's kind of like football right now, right? I think Wednesday's the only off day for football. Maybe not. I think there might be Maction or Conference USA on tonight. So every night of the week there's some type of football. Pretty much every night of the week there's something Marshall-related that you're able to go to and check out the herd.
And for that basketball game next week, I know that's also labeled Fans First, so that means everybody gets in free. Is that still the deal?
That is still the deal, yes. All the exhibitions, all the preseason games will be free. Men have 2 this Tuesday and next Tuesday, and then the women have 1 game on the 25th at 1 o'clock against Pikeville. So theirs is coming up as well. And, yes, free admission. Come check out the team. Come check out the experience from a fan. We've played tic-tac-toe, and we've played Make That Putt and bowling for a couple years now. We got some new games as well as mixing in with all of our classics. So we're excited to show off some new games during our timeouts and let our fans have a good time.
Just as long as the superstars are coming back, that's all I care about, Ryan.
That's right. No, I think they're a staple, right? And they can't go away now.
That is still, it doesn't get old. I don't know how maybe you feel about that. You probably love it as much as I do. But, every time we see the Trout come and just do what he does, it's the same routine, but it doesn't get old. It's how funny that is. So hopefully we'll see them. And they're pretty good about bringing in some different routines as well. So I know the promotion schedule is always something that you take seriously. We'll probably get that a little bit later on down the road, but I'm telling you, that's got to happen. Do they do football as well? Because that's got to happen.
Yeah, I think they do just about everything, and I think when you look at somebody that's been in business as long as they have and traveled around the country for as many years and as many different events, they're obviously very, very good at what they do. So we are excited we're working through the promotional schedule, trying to lock everything in. We will have a couple more halftime shows and halftime entertainment. Our goal is to have something for every game. So we're working through all that and trying to make sure that no matter what game you come to or what's going on, that you'll be entertained at halftime.
Ryan Crisp with us, the Associate Athletic Director, Ticket Sales, Fan Engagement. We got Hoops in Huntington coming up tomorrow. Ryan will be there if you want posters, if you want to buy season tickets. He'll be there to answer all your questions and hopefully get you on board with the herd. Anything else before we let you go, Ryan, we maybe missed or you want to touch on?
No, Paul, I think it's good. Obviously, a lot going on. And so thank you to everyone for their investment, not only financially, but from a time commitment standpoint and what it takes for us to put on an event and provide a great experience for not only our fans, but our student athletes. So thanks to everyone, and we're excited to see you this weekend.
Ryan Crisp, everyone, the Associate Athletic Director, Ticket Sales and Fan Engagement. Good talking to him. Quick timeout. We'll come back. We're going to hear from Coach Jackson when we continue on this edition of The Drive on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930.
Earn more with 4 at the best community bank in the Kanawha Valley, Poca Valley Bank. Poca Valley Bank is now offering a certificate of deposit special, 10-month APY, annual percentage yield 4%. Take advantage of this great rate to grow your savings. For more information, stop by one of the 8 Poca Valley Bank locations today. Poca Valley Bank, where relationships matter.
Certain terms and conditions apply. Rates based on minimum annual percentage yield. Subject to change without notice. Minimum deposit required of $10,000 of new money not currently on deposit with Poca Valley Bank to receive APY. Member FDIC.
Transform your outdoors all year long with Roberts Lawn Care and Landscaping. Family owned and operated, serving the tri-state area with expert landscaping services. From vibrant spring gardens to cozy fall patios and everything in between. Roberts specializes in sustainable landscaping that thrives through every season, residential or commercial. Roberts creates personalized solutions to bring your vision to life. Call Roberts today at 304-633-5822 because your dream yard deserves 4 seasons of care.
What if someone could tell you what pest control issues you are most likely to have at your house in the next couple of months? Basically, someone that has like a bug or rodent psychic. Wouldn't you want that same person to handle your pest control services now? That's what Patrick, Becca, and the whole team at K&B Pest Control can do. They can predict the future and better yet, prevent it from happening at your house. Call them now. 304-523-4281. K&B Pest Control, they'll kill for your business.
Attention, have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers, so don't wait. If you owe $10, $20, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-857-4433. That's 800-857-4433. Again, 800-857-4433.
Leaves and payments are falling here at University Ford in Huntington. New 2025 F-150s, just $469 a month, or take up to $10,000 off. New 2025 Bronco Sports, only $459 a month. New 25 Escapes, just $299 a month, or take up to $9,000 off. Plus, grab up to 125% of KBB for your trade. New ownership, improved process, better deals. Better deals. The bow tie means a better vibe. Shop us now at universityfordwv.com. See dealer for complete details on all offers.
Take a look under your bed. Find stuff under there? What about jobs? No? Now try your basement. There's a pair of overalls that overall you're not so into anymore. A perfectly good laptop that hasn't sat in your lap in months. And even more stuff, but still no jobs? Well, you really have both. See, stuff is defined as household articles considered as a group. Sometimes this stuff is no longer needed. Wait, no longer needed? That can't be right. Because remember those jobs you were looking for? Those are really needed, and they're the stuff inside your stuff. Even inside that winter coat that moved with you to Phoenix. Our job is to unlock those jobs, and it starts when you donate your stuff to your local Goodwill. Here's how we do it. When you donate to Goodwill, we sell your stuff to provide job training for people right here in your community. So just by teaming up with Goodwill, you help create jobs. And isn't that worth parting with the leftover guitar from your 80s cover band? Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs. Find your nearest donation center at goodwill.org. A message from Goodwill and the Ad Council.
When I grow up, I want to be a new pair of blue jeans. When I grow up, I want to be a kid's first computer. When I grow up, I don't want to be a piece of garbage. And if you recycle me, I won't be.
Give your garbage another life. Recycle. Learn how at iwanttoberecycled.org. Brought to you by Keep America Beautiful and the Ad Council.
This is The Drive on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. Follow at Paul Swann on X for Marshall sports updates and more.
Our text line this hour, brought to you by Clark's Pump and Shop, is 304-396-TALK. That is 304-396-8255. Texter writes in, wants to know, Paul, are you going to go to Huntington Hoops tomorrow or watch the Bengals-Steelers game? Why can't I do both? Why can't I do both? Why can't I watch the Bengals Steelers and why can't I be at Huntington, Hoops in Huntington? Why can't I do both? 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. That's our text line to be a part of today's show. We appreciate the text, and we want to get yours in as well. Speaking of Hoops in Huntington, you're going to see a lot of new faces tomorrow for the Thundering Herd. You'll see some returning names as well, both for the men and the women. Let's focus on the men today. Coach Jackson speaking on the type of guys that he was looking for as he was bringing in newer players to kind of fill in some of the spots that they needed filled in on the roster. And he talked about going after guys that have sort of that winning mentality. They have that history of winning. They're winners.
Well, we try to put a premium on winners, guys that came from winning programs. I felt we did that, obviously, with Andrew and Caleb. They won 33 games last year in the JUCO ranks. Shamari Hughie, he won 30-plus games at the JUCO ranks. Matt Van Komen is 7'4", so you can't teach height. Bryce Slay, who played for Tamara's dad in high school last year, had a very successful year. So we wanted to bring in guys who are winning. Who come from winning programs, and I feel we executed that. He
was also asked about, hey, who stands out? Some of the guys, who do you really like from this new crop of players? And Coach Jackson wouldn't bite. He did say that he liked all the new guys.
I like all of our new guys. To be honest with you, I mean, I think they'll like them all, really. Caleb Hollenbeck, he can really shoot the basketball. Wilson Dubinsky can shoot the basketball. Noah is doing well. So I mean, I don't want to pinpoint one guy because I think we have to do it together, right? And I don't want to get into the groove of like we have to win as a team, right? We have to do everything as a team. We have to play as a team. We have to win as a team. We have to lose as a team. I think our fan base and the fans will like our ability to shoot the ball, because when you can shoot, you can go on a run, right? We have several guys who can hit 2, 3, 4, 5 threes in a row, and that changes the game, and it's a fun game to watch.
He also said that he thinks maybe in a lot of areas this team is more athletic than the one he had last year.
You know what? I'll give you this. I think and I loved our guys last year. Obviously, that was my first team. Talked to those guys. Talked to Obina, who's in France. Talked to Mike Dawson, who's in Germany. Talked to Nate, who's in London. I've talked to the twins. I have 2 wedding invitations on my refrigerator right now from Jake Gibbs and Nate Martin. So I love those guys. But I do feel this team this year shoots the ball better. Are we more athletic? Maybe in spots. But hopefully shooting, right, because it spreads the floor. And then we have Matt, he's a huge lob threat, who's come a long way offensively since he's been here. So he garners a lot of attention inside, all right? And now he's able to kick it out to Wyatt and Caleb and Wilson, and everyone on our team can shoot the 3 this year, which is exciting.
That seems to be in line with the style of play that Coach Jackson's looking for. Now, one thing that did come up when we were talking to Corny was the fact that he talked about recruiting now sort of like being speed dating. Before you got a chance to kind of know a player, know a kid, learn more about him. Now, if you're familiar with speed dating, that's almost the way basketball recruiting has become.
We talked about it, right, being speed dating. It really is. You talk to a guy for 2 or 3 days, and then you try to get him here on a visit, right? You talk. It used to be, you had a get to know process. Now it's 2 days. Let's talk to you on Monday. We want to have you in here on a Wednesday, and then hope to have you signed on a Friday. So you guys do that. Our fans do that. We still believe in our people and our fans. And when we bring guys to Huntington, we had 2 visitors this weekend. When we bring guys to Huntington with their families, they can see what Marshall's about, right? So that makes our job easier. Now with the revenue share and NIL, that's a little challenging sometimes, or can be. But at the end of the day, I sell the people, and I explain to them that people make places. And I will put our people up in Huntington at Marshall University and our fan base against anyone in the country.
You'll get to see more of this team tomorrow. Hoops in Huntington, 6:30, downtown Huntington. It's going to be right across from Pullman Square. When we continue, we're going to hear a little bit from Coach Gibson. We'll take your text as well. 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. This is The Drive on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930.
You've cut back on everything and you're still coming up short at the end of the month. Give your local State Farm agent a call for a free discount double check. They'll show you how something as simple as combining car and home policies can save you hundreds of dollars a year. Being there to help keep more of your money is why your local State Farm agent is here. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
In Huntington, Ray Crabtree, 304-736-8181. In Milton, Russ McRae, 304-743-9318. And in Lavallette, Jason Elkins, 304-529-7555.
Hey, Tri-State. Frank's Place is where friends hang out with friends. Stop on by for happy hour from 4 to 6 p.m. and a lot of daily specials. It's that time of year, football season. Frank's has you covered from Marshall, WVU, the rest of college football to the NFL. First responders, stop by Frank's Place and check out the specials they have for you. Frank's Place, located at the River Place Plaza, next to Fratelli's.
Leaves and interest rates are falling at the gorgeous Cardinal Chevrolet here in Hurricane. All new Silverado trucks, 2.9% financing for 72 months or up to 10 grand off. Plus Blazers up to 6 grand off. Traverse over 5,500 off. Trax 3 grand off. All with up to 125% of KBB value for your trade. New ownership, improved processes, better deals. Better deals. Better deals. The bow tie needs a better buy. Shop CardinalChevy.com. Together, let's drive. See dealer for details.
I'm Naheem Hines, professional football player and proud supporter of the Muscular Dystrophy Association. My mom was diagnosed with muscular dystrophy when I was 14, and I watched her struggle. but MDA helped her get the best treatments and care. And they also help kids like my buddy Ethan.
My name is Ethan. Thanks to the Muscular Dystrophy Association and people like you, I have more hope than ever before. From day one, they've treated me like family at my local care center. MDA is the only one that funds over 150 care centers across the U.S. to help provide state-of-the-art care for adults and kids like me.
MDA has been transforming the lives of people living with muscular dystrophy, ALS, and other related neuromuscular diseases. They fund the research for breakthrough treatments, care, and cures. And MDA provides support to thousands of families like mine and Ethan's in communities like yours. Thanks to MDA, kids and adults can live life to its fullest. Join us and learn more at MDA.org today.
Take a look under your bed. Find stuff under there? What about jobs? No? Now try your basement. There's a pair of overalls that overall you're not so into anymore. A perfectly good laptop that hasn't sat in your lap in months. And even more stuff, but still no jobs? Well, you really have both. See, stuff is defined as household articles considered as a group. Sometimes this stuff is no longer needed. Wait, no longer needed? That can't be right. Because remember those jobs you were looking for? Those are really needed, and they're the stuff inside your stuff. Even inside that winter coat that moved with you to Phoenix. Our job is to unlock those jobs, and it starts when you donate your stuff to your local Goodwill. Here's how we do it. When you donate to Goodwill, we sell your stuff to provide job training for people right here in your community. So just by teaming up with Goodwill, you help create jobs. And isn't that worth parting with the leftover guitar from your 80s cover band? Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs. Find your nearest donation center at goodwill.org. A message from Goodwill and the Ad Council.
I'm Naheem Hines, professional football player and proud supporter of the Muscular Dystrophy Association. My mom was diagnosed with muscular dystrophy when I was 14, and I watched her struggle. But MDA helped her get the best treatments and care. And they also help kids like my buddy Ethan.
My name is Ethan. Thanks to the Muscular Dystrophy Association and people like you, I have more hope than ever before. From day one, they've treated me like family at my local care center. MDA is the only one that funds over 150 care centers across the U.S. to help provide state-of-the-art care for adults and kids like me.
MDA has been transforming the lives of people living with muscular dystrophy, ALS, and other related neuromuscular diseases. They fund the research for breakthrough treatments, care, and cures. And MDA provides support to thousands of families like mine and Ethan's in communities like yours. Thanks to MDA, kids and adults can live life to its fullest. Join us and learn more at MDA.org today.
This is The Drive on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. Miss an episode? Catch it anytime on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
We're wrapping up today's edition of The Drive here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. Our text line is open at 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. Brought to you by Clark's Pump and Shop. We're going to give you a chance to win a pair of tickets to go see the Herd take on Texas State. All you have to do to win is text in. And again, that number one more time, 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. I'm just making it easy for you today. So we'll make a couple of you winners after the show. Of course, talking about the game on Saturday, one of the big decisions I think really helped this team was Coach Gibson taking a little bit more direct control of the defense. We know coming into this season that he's a defensive specialist. That's his bread and butter. So he's going to be invested at all times in what the defense is doing. And so he talked about, when he was asked about if he's going to be continuing to call the plays, he said he will be, but he also pointed out that, hey, look, we do this as a team. Yeah, we're not doing this as just I'm calling the plays and everybody's just going to sit there and smile. Instead, it's still the team concept. It's just he's going to be taking a little bit more ownership of the defense now as he's going to be making the calls.
Yes, moving forward the rest of the season, I will be calling plays on defense. And you know, again, we do it as a staff, you know, game planning, all that. And but I will continue to call the defense moving forward. And you know, right now I think our kids defensively have a little more confidence this week. They against a really good offense. For 3.5 quarters, you know, at one point it was 48-10 with I think 9 minutes to go in the game, and you know we kind of called it off and just played one front, one coverage the rest of the game, we could have kept going, but number one, I didn't want to get anybody hurt. The game was out of hand, and let's just get it over with at that point.
It's a good point. Just get the game over with. Let's go home. Everybody is happy. Marshall wins the game. So Coach Gibson going to be calling the D now, and I think that's the best situation because he's going to have a better understanding of the game flow when it comes to what do I need to do. I can make the adjustment a little bit quicker, instead of me second guessing my defensive coordinator or trying to change things up. I'll just handle that a little bit more directly. It's still a team concept. I'm the guy, though. I'm the head coach. I can also double down and I can call the plays on the defense. Again, that's his bread and butter. He's a defensive coach. And so he will be able to adjust quicker, I think, than anyone else. Or at least that's kind of my theory on this. There was one thing about the defensive side of the ball that I think he noted a little bit. They were pretty good. There weren't too many explosive plays, but he talked a little bit about how they handled that on Saturday.
We gave up a couple explosives. That is probably the first time I've seen on film all year long that Joseph got caught in the open field when he cracked through the second layer of the defense, and Wody did a great job running him down, and that turned into a goal line stand. So, that was one we gave up. We gave up one to the running back. But other than that, I thought that, we handled the run game pretty well last week. So we're going to get challenged again. These backs are big, strong, they can run. So we're going to have our hands full.
All the backs are big, fast, strong, tough. I don't think that I've ever heard a coach go, oh, you know what, these guys are just pushovers completely. But Texas State, better than their record indicates, so this will be a challenge. I think that is fair to say. We'll get your text in now, 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. Texter writes in and says, Paul, do you think Coach Gibson would try to pitch a shutout against Texas State? Well, yeah, appreciate the text. I think that's always the goal. Keep them from scoring, obviously. But at what point do you go, okay, let's pull some of the guys now. Let's not get them hurt. Let's not keep them in there too long. This game's out of hand. The offense is taking care of its business. We can go base. We can put some guys in there. If they score on us, that's fine. It's not like it's baseball where a shutout is awesome, or in hockey where the goaltender gets a shutout. I mean, these are football games where you can get out of hand early, and then you got a lot of football left to play. You just want to keep your guys healthy, get out of there with the win. Nobody's sitting there going, wow, Marshall in the fourth quarter gave up a touchdown. Nobody's thinking that. It's, hey, look what Marshall did to ODU. Shutouts are great, don't mean as much to me compared to other sports. In hockey, hey, shutout's great. Baseball, no-hitter, shutout, yeah. Basketball, yeah, you're never going to have that. So moving on. 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. Texter says, Paul, Marshall also cleaned up a lot of the mistakes that they made in the 2X overtime loss to Louisiana. Go Herd. I think so. I think that's what you saw. The time off helped. You got to work on what was not working. I don't think that Coach Gibson just threw it all out and said, okay, we got to start from scratch. I think it's like, look, here's what's working. Here's not on par for what we're trying to do here. Let's get this focused. Let's get this cleaned up. You don't sit and listen to him and you hear him say the fluff words like, hey, we got to clean that up. Yeah, we got to close the gap. We got to clean that up. And I'm not taking shots at Coach Huff. It's just Coach Gibson's kind of a straightforward, grind it type guy. Look, it didn't work. We're going to fix that. I'm not happy. I know it. You know it. I'm not happy. We're working on it. Not the, yeah, we got to clean that up. Yeah, no, he's taking a lot of ownership. I mean, the man took the play calling duties on the defensive side because he wasn't happy with the way it was going for the Thundering Herd. And that's not a slight on anyone on the staff. It's just like, look, I'm going to get in there now, and I'm going to make this thing work. He wants this team to win. And so sometimes you got to get in there and you got to make the decision. He's the head coach. It's on him. If it's not working, you can't keep doing that. And so we saw it work against ODU. Shut down what was considered to be a tough offensive team to stop for the Thundering Herd. And now Marshall showed, hey, look, maybe we are better than we think. Maybe we're better than other people think. Maybe we're as good as we think we are, and we just needed to show it. And so now the challenge is Texas State. And this is going to be an interesting one because this will be the first and only time that Marshall and Texas State will face off in football, also as conference foes. Unless something happens, we see Texas State in the championship game and Marshall there too. I don't think that's going to be the case, but this is it. So this one's kind of going to be an interesting challenge. Texter says, Paul, Mo is the thing that sets a tone for a game. Our Mo last game started with the first goal line stand. Hope we can do it again this Saturday. Absolutely. Great point there. Momentum is real. It seems cliche, but momentum is real. If you start feeling that things are going well, something happens. I mean, it's like going downhill instead of trying to go up a mountain. If you go downhill, man, things are going fast. You've got that push. Try to go uphill. Whew, that's a big challenge. You can see how easier it is if things are going downhill, cliche as that may sound. And that's going to do it for this edition. I appreciate the text from everyone. We're going to make a couple of you winners for our tickets to go see the Herd take on Texas State. That is coming up on Saturday. Stay by your phone. I will make many of you winners. Thanks for tuning in. I'll be back with you on Friday. We got baseball action tomorrow, doubleheader. You can listen to that right here starting at 5:30 on ESPN, 94.1 and AM 930. Have a great night, everyone.
Retransmitting in Glorious FM on 94.1 W227BS Huntington. This is 930 WRVC Huntington, celebrating 100 years of broadcasting.